Hi everyone. I just want to kind of tell you what I've been up to today. Today I've been out and driving around. I guess you could definitely say I was looking for a tree from a dream I had last night, but it wasn't really a dream. It was more like reality that felt like a dream. Kind of like a vision that was coming through, and it's understanding the difference also. Like when you're asleep, you're not really always sleeping, as you would say, and other things. But anyhow, so we'll just call it a dream for argument's sake, because that's what it was. And I'm going to try to walk you through it the best I can. I've already told this a few times to a few people today, but anyhow. Okay. So the dream I had, it was so real too, I tell you what. I was there. I don't remember exactly who else was there, but I knew I was surrounded by many others, and the presence of God was there, and many other people, and I knew them all. But anyhow, I was there. I remember kind of standing. It seemed kind of like a forest, but the only thing I was fixated on was this one particular tree, and it was a big tree, and the color of the bark was very distinct to the way that the branches and the nubs on the tree, everything was like just massive about this tree. And I remember standing there, and it was like I was having an exercising moment of knowing the power that was within me, and my goal was to take this tree down. And when it came down, the power that I was gonna feel and the power outage that was going to occur. And I remember the wind picking up and getting strong, and everything's just getting focused right at the tree, and it's starting to go down, and then it goes down, and it's like so massive the way it feels, and just how vivid, and everything's just focused on the one tree. Everything else is like how you have like a blur effect, and that tree was all that mattered. And down it came, and then there was like so much excitement, and the feeling that I was feeling was like so exhilarating. And then I woke up, and then as I'm laying there and I'm trying to get my eyes to adjust back to the lighting of what is the room that I was in, I start to hear beep, 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 beep. And then the power kind of surges. It's like, oh, was that a dream? Or was that really happening? Because I still wasn't quite back all the way, but I was in the process of coming back to being awake in the reality. And then there was like a power kind of flickered, and I totally didn't even think about the dream, and the power started to go on, and it flickered again, and it would beep, beep, and I was like, okay, the power's getting ready to go out. And it's like, yes, it is. I claim it. And then, psh, and this is all within like less than 1 minute of waking up that all this is going on. And then the power goes out. I wake up, the power goes out, and then it's like, okay, that wasn't a dream. It's like I feel it and I know it. It went out because of the tree. So I go about my morning routine. I finish processing a video that took me 2 days. That's the 18-minute one. And it was, my phone battery was going low. I had no way to get coffee. All my candles I was burning to keep the room, to keep it staying warm, just so I can keep that nice comfortableness. The power just went out. Don't know how long it's going to be out. Might as well be comfy. You can hear the wind blowing big time, and I'm sitting there, I'm editing the video. And then as I'm editing the video, there was comments in it that happened. See, I recorded the video. I went to town, an incident happened, and I reacted in a way I wouldn't usually react in a particular situation. And then I proceeded, and then I get back I'm working on editing my video, and then it was last night, there was a comment in it about being glad to see how I handled myself in town today, how I kept his way about everything, and the just the comment about the car passing, all that stuff. It was like, seriously? That just goes to show all the time how I record things before things ever happen. And it's just further validation for that situation for what it was, that I recorded it. It still happened, and there was no way to get around it. That is like the comment about the comet that's going to hit the water, and the wave's going to go, and Hawaii is going to be gone. Many other people have seen similar things. Spirit boxing God has told you numerous times over, if you were listening, about Hawaii going under. And then my child even draws a map picture of California with the comet, a large one, hitting on the outside and the water, which would cause the tidal wave that would cause it to go under. I have seen dreams about the effects of the far out reaches of this massive tidal wave, and when other times that there were tidal waves and tsunamis, and I was looking up on the things, it was like it always felt close, but it didn't feel like it was the one that I was always seeing. It was like I seen that one, but that one wasn't the one I'm looking for. And then it would all make sense within the combination of everything that tells the same thing about the comet hitting on the outside west side of the United States, North America, in the water, the chain reaction of effects and events that are going to occur. It has been told in so many ways. And it's been in my dreams, it's been in my visions, it's been in other people's, it's massive. So I can't ignore it. Too many times, over and over and over, people don't listen to me, and I try to tell them about these things. It doesn't mean you're going to stop or avoid the situation, but I guess you could at least know about it. I mean, like with me, trying to be prepared for my life that has happened in this last year, and even knowing did not change it. I was meant to lose everything. I was meant to have nothing. It was meant for me to be in this spot, to reach out to the world, and then to be in the position I was, to where I wasn't received, to pay the way for things that are yet to still come. And I, in a way, have always kind of fought against that, not embracing it, just like my dream last night. I was embracing it. I was not fighting that ability anymore. It's like, forget it. I might as well know how to utilize and have fun with all of this. And there's going to be a lot of people that won't see it that way, but how else am I going to learn if I don't do? Well, I've been doing. But there are certain things, because I fought against, because of the way I perceive things as being something other than what they really were. I wasn't able to know and see how everything was really technically okay. Even the bad stuff, which is not really okay. But I'm talking about, like, gifts, skills, abilities, how it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. And if it's gifted to me from spirit, then why should I fight it? I mean, I understand how some people would think and feel that, you know, it's bad and everything, but the truth is, these are natural abilities that we were born with. And technically what I am doing is receiving guidance on how to appropriately do and use everything that is within me. That's the way it's been. And I used to fight against it a lot on many levels, because I used to think at times some of these things were bad, but they were just natural abilities. It wasn't anything else. It wasn't an affliction, but a blessing of realizing who I was. So in the dream, I was not dreaming, but I was embracing who I am. It was like an exercise of what I usually try to not indulge myself in, I guess you can say. But I have at times. But these things are things that are going to be coming full fruition a lot more than what they have been. These things are going to come to pass. And some of these things will be my doing. Other things will be their doing. Other things will be your doing. And there's also a combination of all these things that lead to factors. But you're not going to avoid any of it. It's going to come to pass. And even though I tried to figure out every way to break down and put into analogy about how is it that I could always have this overall foresight of everything. And it's not just me though. Many people do. But we're not able to appropriately get together to where we could truly kink out all the bugs like a team and allow us all to get lifted up. No, there's people who are greedy, want to hold on to everything that they have, and it makes it hard. And then when you finally realize it, like me, you then can now use it to your advantage. But furthermore, I have gained access to information that other people have paid for because they were part of this system of secret societies and cults and elites and all this other stuff. And the only difference is that for whatever reason, people decided to change information for money. And information was not given freely to everybody. And the information that was there wasn't given in a way that kept the truth for what it is to where everyone could see and say and know it for exactly what it is. But instead, there's this issue of greed and everything else instead of everyone coming together for the better equality of all. Well, that happens in spirit. But there's this separation that's always been from us being physical, that was supposed to help us to have life. We have just totally destroyed it as human beings, as the creatures that we decided to turn into in societies throughout these years of everything that just constantly repeats. And people don't get it. We are all the problem. Nobody wants to make anything better without some type of personal profit because there is no true intentions in all of it. If all of our medical people everywhere were to come together and share everything openly, then every medical professional everywhere would then have the appropriate information because it's all there. But then the thing is that we need to eliminate the stuff that we know that is not true, take it out and get it out of there, but it should be like a unity of everything. Okay, like there's this somewhere around the South America area, there's this dentist science about regrowing teeth by doing like the cell implanting from a shell, and then it actually comes alive and regrows the entire tooth and becomes healthy. But the thing is if that's real and that actually happens, then how come that information is not there accessible to everybody? Then why aren't we doing that? Instead of filling our teeth with these metals that fall out, pulling our teeth and putting these fake implants and all this other stuff, if that's real, then why aren't we using it? There's this science research out there that says that they can literally target cancer cells by certain frequencies and hertz vibrations that will cause just the cancer cells, that once they match the frequency to the cancer cell, that then they could play and eliminate cancer throughout. And there's been tests and studies that it works. So if that's the case, then why aren't we using it? And then why do we have to charge for it? Then why ain't that public information worldwide? But if it works, then why ain't it being implemented? We get taught a lot about the wrong way of understanding what it is to have a relationship with God. for not realizing that God is within each and every one of us. It don't matter how good or how bad you are. God is there in all of us. But yet then everyone wants to try to divide God to where God is not whole and give God the credit for everything that God is, which is also you, which is also me, which is within ourselves, how we all have this. But when we connect with spirit and we remember and we utilize, then we are able to reach this better understanding of who we technically are. And it's only during this separation of us being physical that people forget how everything should have been about helping everybody else. Then it happened. Over and over and over and over didn't happen because people chose to be self-stuck, that they could not see that we all are this unique, special individual. But some of us are going to rise to the top. And at different things for different reasons. There's some people, all they care about is the now, here, in this life. And I'm kind of more concerned about the herefore, therefore, after. Are you going to live forever? I'm not. Physically. Me that makes me me, that is this current me, which is still not the whole me, which is only part of me, that is talking to you now, is technically the living dead talking to you. Because this physical cocoon that I am in is only temporary. The next stage from here is what I am focusing on, what is coming next. I am preparing for what is there. How many other people actually are preparing for the herefore, therefore, after? The afterlife. Which, because we don't die, we don't really, the body ends and we call that death, but there is such a large misunderstanding of what death is. Death is only the physical stopping. The life energy, the life force, our soul, our existence is energy that carries on. It doesn't stop just because the one phase ended. It's like when the caterpillar makes the cocoon and sheds it, then there is the exoskeleton ending remains, which is like your body. And then you turn into the butterfly of the fullness of what you are. And then you go on. Because you didn't end. Because you don't end. Now, how many people are getting ready for what kind of an afterlife? I'm trying to get ready for an afterlife, which is the end of everything as I know it, you know it, we know it. This fake sense of this is all that there is. This greed, this pain, this hurt, this destruction that we do on a massive scale to this entire earth and planet, to all the other living things. And it really bothers me, people who don't think that every living thing is important and is a part of God. Technically, even the things that are not living are still a part of something that was still created, but is not as important as what life is supposed to be about. And too many of us do not live, because life is about living, to be alive. But are we? Are we living? Are we being alive? No, we're being controlled. We're being manipulated. We're being brainwashed. We're being mean to others. We're being destructive. How many other people can truly say, as hard as it is, that they've always continued to do the right thing? Well, that was me. Some of that stuff is not working, so done on that, because, even though it's not the nice guy that always finished last, the thing is that the bad guy who thought that they were having the advantage by doing everything they were doing, they're the ones going to hit the brick wall. And then they're going to have to crawl. But I am the one that gets the advantage of the situation for what it is. And I didn't finish last, and I'm not finishing last, and I'm not going to finish last. But I will make it the last. But not just me. Many will. Many are, and many have. For everything here and now, even this moment is technically already history. You sitting there right now at this exact second is already history. It already happened. The decisions you've made have already happened. In a way, kind of like my dream. When the tree went down to take out the power, that was just one of those things it technically already happened. And because you have to understand that it's different when it comes to time when you're dealing with spirit and whatnot. But I'm not trying to get into that talk right now. Yeah. So that's the whole thing that brought me on this trip, this journey. I'm sorry for rambling this long. I hope you didn't mind and you enjoyed the knowledge and information. But a lot of people should just see that some things are unavoidable. It's why God does what God does. I mean, my son was meant to be in heaven with God like he is. He was picked, he was chosen, and what mother couldn't be more proud of that? And yet I hardly get to talk to him about, because nobody wants to listen to really hear. And usually when I do, somebody walks away, they change the subject. It's like, I gave them more respect than that. And that's now when I'll just end talking. If I'm only good for your own enjoyment and indulgent, and I'm going to sit here and listen to you, but you're not going to listen to me, I'm not sticking around. I'm good. I'm out. Don't you think God's a little bit the same way? God continues to talk to you. God continues to warn you. God continues to tell you. And what are you doing? Are you even caring about anything that God is saying to you? Are you listening to it? Are you trying to find out if that's what it actually is? Don't you think he gets a little bit tired that no one's listening or caring about him? You think he wants to just keep sitting there and doing all this for everyone else when nobody actually does anything for others? There are so many fake Christian-y people out there, and not just them. A lot of other people who want to claim themselves as good. Okay, well, what do you do that's good? It doesn't matter what you're going through at any given moment. If you are ever in an area, situation, or position to do something about another situation, you're supposed to. I didn't let my homeless situation and my starvingness and all this other stuff stop me from helping somebody else. And every time I did, I got rewarded big time back. And it started out small, and then it grew, and it continued to have this huge effect. Every time somebody blessed me with something, and then I took that and then got out of it what I was supposed to, and then gave back what I wasn't going to take, use, consume, and whatever it is, just trying to be vague, but that is what I've done. Like with the bag of food, somebody gives me a bag of food. Okay, I'll eat this. My child will eat that. This I'm not going to do anything with. Okay, I got a bunch of these. I sit and then I divide it out into what it is, and then all the extra overflows and stuff like that, I then took and gave to somebody else. And I said, look, if something in here you don't want, you're not going to use or something, find someone else to give it to. Don't let nothing go to waste. I mean, I'm just trying to bless you as somebody else has blessed me. And they're like, well, I don't want to take it. I said, look, you and me are in a very similar situation. Me, I know I'm going to be okay and I'm going to get more. You need something now too, and I have this. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. Let me help you. You'll hurt my feelings more if you refuse the help I am offering you, because it's not from me. And do not thank me. Thank God. I don't want credit for doing this because somebody else did this. This is how it's supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to do. There should never be a hungry person anywhere. We could solve so much, but we just don't. So it's too late. No one's going to do anything, right? No one's actually going to start, right? Keep hoping. Keep waiting. I don't see it coming to happen. I haven't seen it happen yet. And maybe that's just because it's meant to be this way. But when you die and you see all those people that you could have done something, even if it was simple as, hey, her hands are full, grab that door. It don't matter if you're mad, ticked off, having a bad day. You can get the door, get the door. You don't have to look them in the eye, you don't have to say anything, just hold the door and walk away. Or you could hold the door and be polite. Whichever way you want to look at it. I mean, why should I grab the door for anyone ever again? Because that's just pathetically the way I am. And I'm still going to grab doors for people. So much so that my child thinks it's like a fun game to hold the door for somebody else. And she feels good doing it. Why? Because it's something simple, but it shows that somebody had a heart, somebody cared. It's something as stupid as holding a door. Yep. You'd be surprised. Sometimes that lets people know that there are decent people still out there somewhere. It may seem simple. You might be one of those that do it here and there. But think about it. How often do you do it? Why do you do it? And when don't you do it? And why didn't you do it then when you didn't do it? Sorry, I continued to ramble anyways. So with this in mind, I think the power is still out. It's going to be out for a while, but I give provisions. I'm not going to be cold. I'll be able to see in the dark and I'll be comfortable. So that's not going to be a problem. The power's still out. But I was hoping to find that tree. The one I seen in my dream, the one that went down and took out the power. I found some, but it wasn't like, that's the tree. And then there was one that was like, it was close to that was a tree, but it wasn't the tree. It was pretty close. I mean, maybe it was. Maybe it's because so much time had went by, I don't remember that was the tree. But either way, I'm going to keep driving just because it gives me something to do. The power's out. There's nothing to do. And yeah, it's interesting the way things happen, but to dream that and wake up, the power's fine. As I'm waking up, the power starts to go out and then goes out and it's high winds. That was not a dream, but it was a dream. But it definitely gave me a boost, a confidence lift like I had said I had needed. And I even was having that talk. It's like, you know, it's a little hard to come back up after being down when I wasn't down, but I'm not down, but people think I'm down because they only see that one side of me. They don't realize, like, these last 3 days, I have had free thing after free thing after free thing and good thing after another. It's like, it's amazing. And I'm not going to talk about that a bunch here, but I'm hoping to do another video about those wonderful things that have happened and how just it's just amazing that all that stuff has occurred. And it made a really good 1-year marker for my child's father's death when all that happened the way it did. And I think I'm understanding that I should not be fighting, but embracing and just going with it. Why not? I mean, I have nothing to lose. It is what it is. And if it can make me feel as good as I did then that's what I need. And I'm going to have fun with it. I mean, I have been having fun with it, but this is in preparation for what happens in spirit. This is preparation for the next step. This isn't so much about the here and now. This is about what's coming soon. Embrace the inevitable is all I can think to say. So with that in mind, I'm going to get driving again and embrace the inevitable. Peace out, y'all. Enjoy. And wow, is that ground just glowing.